Hello, everybody, and welcome to our weekly weigh-in. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
And this is the Downsized. We're delighted to have you back this week. Today is October 6th. It's Sunday. We're actually filming in our backyard or on our back deck. And lovely light today. Yeah. This is our opportunity to tell you what's been going on with our lives, to give you the ups, the downs, and actually give you the numbers. Everybody always loves the numbers.
Weekly weigh-in.
Before we jump into it, please make sure you like and subscribe. And why do we want them to like and subscribe?
Well, then it just helps us get the word out to more people. More people can find us and learn about the magic that is GLP-1s. It's changed our lives, so we want everybody to know about it. That's why we started this channel called The Downsized.
And our other caveat is we're not doctors.
No,
we do not play one on TV or on YouTube.
No, we're just people in your neighborhood who found these medications and lost a bunch of weight.
And started a YouTube channel. We've also recently had to start saying we're not attorneys. So with all the stuff going on. So
I used to be married to an attorney.
Yeah. So,
not him.
Nope, not an attorney.
But anyway.
But if you are starting, adjusting, changing your healthcare plan, your weight loss plan, if you're thinking about these GLP-1s, please talk to your doctor. Make sure you do what's right for you. Let's jump into the weekly weigh-in part of it. Do you want to start and tell us about how you did this week?
Sure. This past week, I actually did pretty good. 2 weeks ago, we were on a cruise. We were on vacation for 2 weeks, and I think I gained 3.4 pounds from our cruise. So I'm happy to say that I have lost most of that down to today. My weight was 143.2. My original starting weight was 193 pounds. So today I'm 143.2. So I'm 49.8 pounds down in total. I'm 5'4.25". I used to be 5'5", but I shrunk. And I'm a 55-year-old mother of 3, lives in suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina. Been married to Christopher Durham for 21 years. Mm-hmm. Long time. Yeah, that's my story. So, yeah, this past week I was down 2.4, got back to my 143, which is probably where I want to be. I think I've been maintaining between 140 and 145 since the end of May. So that's where I've been hanging out. In my original weight loss journey, I lost at an average of 1.58 pounds per week.
So you're currently in maintenance, right?
I'm in maintenance. I might want to lose a few more pounds, but currently, for the most part, in maintenance.
And what dose are you taking right now?
Currently, I am on 10 milligrams. So during our weight loss, at the beginning, we didn't know that if you were losing on a dose, to stay on a dose. So when we started, I did 2.5 for a month and then 5 milligrams. This is compounded Tirzepatide for a month. Then we figured out, if the dose was working. So I did 7.5 for 6 weeks, and then I went to 10, then I went to 12.5, and I got to my goal weight. So then I started coming back down. So then I went back down to 10, I went to 7.5, I went down to 5, and at 5, I really heard the food noise and the hunger. I felt the hunger coming back, so I said, let me go up to 7.
And you've still been doing them weekly?
Yeah, I do. Right. I do a weekly shot. Last week, I'd been on 7.5 for 8 weeks in maintenance mode. And after we came back from vacation, I said, maybe I need to move back up to 10 and get things restarted again. So I moved back up to 10, and that did indeed restart. So last week I lost 2.4, so now I'm on 10. So I'll probably take 10 again this week just to keep going with that.
Past that, you've got a colonoscopy coming up. When?
Colonoscopy is first or second Monday in November. I don't remember. So I'm going to be off. I'm going to miss 2 shots, do the colonoscopy, and then take the shot, I think, about 5 days after the colonoscopy. I think is what I've decided to do. So the doctor said that I should really be off for 7 days. I said, let me just throw an extra week in there just to make sure everything's out of my system. And so this will be my second colonoscopy. I had my first one at age 50. My grandmother died of colon cancer when she was 80. So it's important. We don't want to put off these medical procedures because we're on this weight loss journey. We want to have these medicines work into our lives because we are going to be on them long term. So we need to figure out how to navigate that, and we don't want to put off procedures that are important to our health.
No, for sure. We do not want to do that.
How'd you do this?
Pretty well. Well, I started out at 286.5. We started September of last year, so the 23rd, I believe it was.
29th.
Or the 29th. I always get dates wrong. My kids can tell you I'm not good with dates. Anyway, the 29th, so we just celebrated our 1-year Tirzepatide anniversary, or whatever we'd like to call it. And you guys responded very well to that video we published yesterday. So thank you all for watching and all the great feedback. We appreciate it. But yeah, so it's been, I guess, 53, 54 weeks now. And I've taken a combination of compounded Tirzepatide, then Mounjaro, then Zepbound. All three have worked just fine. Actually, this week I did a Zepbound shot because we're managing, I have prescriptions for both. So we're managing, making sure that we can have the medication that we need given all of the dilemmas in the GLP-1 compounding and Tirzepatide world. Can't tell the difference at all. It works exactly the same for me, all three of them. So it's same side effects, same medication. And I'm currently down to 206 even.
All right.
Which is my lowest weight to date. So that's about, I think prior to the cruise, I was 206.4 and I had gained 5. I forget exactly what it was. I don't have the spreadsheet. Yeah. A little more than 5 pounds. So I'm back down below that, which puts me down basically, what's that, 80?
That looks like 80 pounds, Christopher.
That looks like 80 pounds.
80 pounds down.
And I always forget to say how tall I am. So I'm 55 years old, or 56 now. 56. Turned in August. And I'm 5'10". So just a regular sized guy, not tall, not short.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting. My goal weight is 190 pounds.
And what are you today? 206?
206. So I'm 16 pounds away from that. I may go a smidge more than that because I might want to say I want to get to 100 down. Mm-hmm. Right? You might as well, that's another 4 pounds. What's the difference? I may go, but the goal is to get under 200 and safely below 200 and feel safe. I actually just went to my physician this week and we had a long conversation about it and he's feeling good about it. Wrote me another. No, I didn't do blood work.
You didn't do blood work?
There was not blood work this time. There was blood work last time.
He didn't ask you to do blood work this time?
Nope.
All right. Nope. So I guess you'll do blood. What are you seeing him every 3 months?
Yep, every 3 months.
So you're doing blood work every 6 months?
Yeah.
And for those that's just joining us, tell them what other comorbidities you have.
Oh, well, not as many as I had. So when I started out almost 300 pounds, I had high blood pressure, both from weight and from genetics. The world was conspiring against me on that side. High cholesterol, sleep apnea, high blood pressure for sure. So just a lot of stuff going on. And I had joint problems and I had a bad knee from years and years on. So the weight was really, really carrying on that really hard and hurting. But I mean, it's all pretty much gone away. I mean, I've cut my blood pressure medicine down in half. We actually discussed that as well. He's like, how you feeling? I said, well, there might be a little dizziness floating around there. He said, well, just watch it. And I have a blood pressure cuff for the house. So he's like, just watch it. And if you need to go off of it, just send me a note and we'll talk about it. But you can probably, try that out and just watch your blood pressure. So I'm thinking we'll be able to probably be off that here in the next month or so.
All right.
Which is super good. I mean, I'm happy to trade the shot for
no blood pressure
medicine. And we haven't done the cholesterol medicine, but probably it was trending downward last time we did blood work. So I would guess we'll be off that as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a good thing. So what's been going on this week? I mean, it's been a lot.
It has been a lot. Hurricane Helene came through Florida and up through Western North Carolina about 10 days ago. And our daughter goes to college up in the mountains of Western North Carolina. So she was able to get out and come home. So she's been home now. That college will not resume classes for another 2 or 3 weeks, probably. We had our niece with us, Christopher's brother, in Greenville, South Carolina. His power went out, and they were without power for 7 days.
Yeah.
Niece came up and stayed with us this past week, which was fun. It's fun to have another girl in the house ganging up on Christopher.
But I mean, she's great, but we went from empty nesters basically which, to be quite frank, is much easier to control your food intake.
Yeah.
Right? There's not little fiends wanting to snack and make brownies and and do all of these things. It's Laraine and I, so I can cook salmon, fish, chicken, whatever. And it's pretty easy. We don't buy a lot of extra stuff, so it's easier to manage that weight. And so being down a pound, I'm good with that. It's harder with a teenager, a college student, and then my other daughter was home for the weekend too. Yeah. So we had 3 girls here. They're just active. And I'm a girl dad, so I want to take care of them. I want to give them what they want. Yeah. So it's more of a challenge, but
so yeah, we had a lot of things going on this week. I still got to the gym. One of my favorite teachers at the gym left, and so I was bummed out about that. So I started with another instructor for one of the classes, and I don't know if you guys know what it's like. Maybe you have a favorite Weight Watchers leader or a favorite exercise teacher, and they leave and you're, I don't want to go anymore. So it's getting over that. So I got over that. I did yoga on Friday. I haven't done yoga in a long time, and it was really good. It was really centering, and I noticed my balance was so much better than it was a year ago when I first started doing these yoga classes at the gym. You do the tree pose where you stand on one foot and you put one leg on your knee and you kind of balance there for a while. And I could never do it before. And I could do it. Like I could hold it for 4 or 5 seconds. It's just...
Well, that's a non-skill victory, right?
Right. Yeah, it's just adapting to those, challenges of your body. You don't realize how much weight throws off your walking and your balance and how you get from coming up and down to the floor and coming back up. So it's been a lot easier to do some of those things than it was a year ago.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So then my daughter being home from college in the mountains, and I think we discussed this a little bit last week too, she had also put a Facebook post up onto our neighborhood page to help gather stuff to aid, donations to aid where she lives up there, Boone, because it was just devastated. And our neighborhood just came out. I mean, we got home and there were just stacks and cases of water.
Bags of clothes.
I mean, some people just went to Walmart and just bought all brand new groceries, and there was brand new shoes and just all this stuff. So you guys made a run up there, right?
So my daughter and my niece and I, we packed up the expedition and we drove it to Boone on Wednesday, and we found some people they turned one of the restaurants up there into like a headquarters, and they were serving free meals, and also
FEMA was up there, right?
Coordinating donations, and FEMA was working out of this restaurant too. And we pulled up, and guy walked up, it's like, sorry, the restaurant's closed. And we're like, no, we have donations. He's like, awesome, pull around the back. So we pulled around the back and they unloaded it, and they're like, where'd you get all this stuff from? And we're like, oh, my daughter's like, oh, we took up a collection in our neighborhood. And he's, oh, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, we have some people that can definitely, getting ready to make a run to some people's houses that we found had some needs earlier today. So he said, this will come in handy.
And where she lives in Boone was definitely impacted. And her school will probably be out for the next, for weeks. And I mean, it may be online. It's hard to say. Yeah. It wasn't to the extent of some of the areas. So Asheville and Chimney Rock and stuff were really wiped out. The roads, so there's only 2 ways into Boone. One of the roads was wiped out, so you can't get in and out that way anymore. Yeah. But there's a main kind of highway in that you could still get up into. Yeah. Now, just as soon as you get close to it, they tell you your phone goes off and the radio goes off. And
I-40 is closed through the mountains there, but there's like a small state highway you can go up. But I-40 between I-77 and Knoxville is closed. Like I-40 is just, and there's signs on the highway. It'll flash on your phone. Do not go on I-40. Turn around, go back. You have to go all the way around the mountain if you're going to Tennessee.
Anyway, so there's still a lot of people in needs. If you feel it in your heart, please, I'll leave a link in the description, but it's redcross.com.
Yeah.
Do what you can, because there's a lot of people that could really use some help right now. Past that, this week has just been insane for the GLP-1 community with Zepbound Mounjaro Tirzepatide coming off shortage, and we did videos every day, and you guys just have responded with so many views and questions and comments and concerns. And honestly, I wish I knew the answer to all of them. I don't, but we're in this together. So.
Yeah. So Eli Lilly claims that Mounjaro or I guess Zepbound, really.
All of them. Tirzepatide,
But Mounjaro and Zepbound are no longer in shortage. And this past week, the FDA agreed with them and took these medications off their shortage list. So when they took them off the shortage list, that means that the compounding pharmacies, can they still continue to compound them?
Depends on who you ask. There's people who violently believe they can't. There's people who violently believe they can.
And some of the little pharmacies just rolled up and said, yeah, we're not going to play anymore and no more compounded Tirzepatide. We're not going to sell it anymore. Some of the bigger online health providers said, oh, well, yeah, we can still customize these compounded medications for our customers and their individual personalized
if you haven't
needs.
watched them, there's 3 or 4 videos we made this past week going into a lot of detail on it, and I'm sure we'll probably make some more this week. I don't take a stance either way. I don't know legally. I'm not an attorney. What's going to happen here? What I do believe is it's going to end up in court. Eli Lilly doesn't want this to happen, obviously. The big telehealth providers and the big compound pharmacies still want to sell it. They still want to make money off of it. Depending on how you read the law, I don't know.
Well, and my point of view is I'm going to keep reordering it until I can't.
Yep.
And when I can no longer get compounded Tirzepatide, I'll move to another medication. Maybe it'll be compounded Semaglutide. Maybe it'll be Rybelsus or Victoza. I don't know. So at this point, Mochi Health, I messaged them and I said, what gives? And they said, oh, don't worry. We're still going strong.
But we're still worried. It's scary.
And I said, yeah, don't worry. So I haven't a reorder. Hasn't been filled yet, but I hope that it will be. I think that it will be. So for now, Mochi seems to be fulfilling compounded Tirzepatide orders. They don't specifically list it on their websites anymore under the medications tab.
It just says Tirzepatide. The word compounding is gone.
Yeah. So I don't know. Take that as you will. I think if you're currently a member of Mochi, you might be okay. New members, I don't know. So if you'd like to try it, if you're looking for a new supplier of compounded Tirzepatide, you're welcome to use my Mochi discount code for $40 off your first order. We'll put the code in the description. It's QIY, the letter O, 8. And you just go to joinmochi.com to sign up, talk to their online doctor, and they'll get you set up with that.
And I'm sure we'll do another update video this week on what telehealth providers are, what their statuses are, and the compounding pharmacies as we find it out. So if you're seeing something, if you got emails, text messages, Facebook group messages, whatever, shoot it to us because we'll put it together and do another video like we did this week. You guys really responded well to that one. And as I said in that video, that's what I knew as of October 4th. And now today it's different information. Yeah. And it'll be different information 2 days from now. So any information that you guys can help with, we would love to have, and we'll put another video together and see if we can't help people find what they need or find solutions to make sure that they can maintain their weight loss, their health management that comes with these drugs, because they have been life changers for us. Mm-hmm. Beyond that, what do we do else? What else this week? Craziness, no cooking video this week. It got preempted by all the mess from the shortage change. So you'll probably see another one of those next week. I think roast beef is what it's going to be.
I like roast beef.
You like roast beef?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just moving forward, trying to figure out what it looks like as this stuff comes off of shortage. I listened to Dave Knapp, and Dave and I have talked or text messaged a lot in the last few weeks about all of this stuff. And he might be right. I don't know. We'll see. He has a tendency to believe that Lilly is setting all of this up so that they can release the remainder of the doses and probably release it at a price similar to what compounded is. So if you took that membership fee and the price for that Mochi charges, what's that make it? $300 or something like that?
I think it's $255 for compounded Tirzepatide for the month, any dose, and $79 membership fee. So if they could put it around 300.
350 or something like that. Is he right? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like a smart move for me. I know a lot of people out there think, oh, they'll never release the big doses because people split them. I don't think they care if people split them. I do think they want to own as much of the market as they can. If they can produce in vials from factories a lot cheaper, cut out the PBMs, which would be huge, so they wouldn't really be losing any money, right? They'd probably be making about the same amount of money, if not more. It just cuts out the 74% that goes to the PBMs.
Yeah, I just question if they could really supply
I think
the demand at that level.
I think the difference is
direct
as long as they could get
customer.
the API, so the core Tirzepatide ingredient, there's lots of vial factories in the world. So they could source that out. Question is, can they get the
fulfillment?
API?
I just question. Just with the shortages of Mounjaro and Zepbound and even the shortages of the vials. I've had people reach out to me saying they can't get the vials direct. It's been a challenge to get those. Yeah, I mean, but who wouldn't rather have the Lilly medication versus a compounded version? Of course, I'd rather take the branded Lilly. I'd love to support Eli Lilly. I can't pay $550 a month or $1,200 a month, or could I pay $300 a month? Maybe. I mean, I do now for compounded. So we'll just have to see what they come out with.
So we're looking for information. Please email me, Christopher at thedownsized.org. Super easy to get in touch with. You can leave it as a comment if you'd like. It doesn't matter, but we're looking. There will, I'm sure, be another video this week that kind of gives updates on what we know about some of the big telehealth providers and the compounding pharmacies, because everybody's worried, and so are we.
I mean, I'm not panicking. If Mochi tells me they can't do it anymore, I might panic, but Mochi's telling me everything's fine. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Everything is fine. So I don't know. I went to a lunch today with a friend. It was like an interactive kind of show, kind of event. And we got to talking about what's going on in Western North Carolina and talking about Chimney Rock in particular and the Lake Lure area. And one of the friends I was with, we used to go camping a lot in the Lake Lure, Chimney Rock area. Mm. And I said, oh, yeah, remember that time when you made me climb Chimney Rock and I was so much heavier then? I was struggling so badly. I said, yeah, I was telling her, yeah, I used that as one of my before pictures. We'll have to put this in. Sure. And she said, yeah, pull it up. So I pulled it up and I was showing the group at the table and they were like, oh, wow, how much weight have you lost? So I said, well, 50 pounds. And they're like, that's amazing. How'd you do it? So we got onto discussing the whole saga of Lorraine's weight loss on GLP-1s. And the lady I was sitting next to said, oh, well, I saw on TV where the president of that drug company was talking to Congress and trying to defend his prices. And they put a lot of work into developing those drugs. And I said, well, yeah, so why are they so much cheaper in other countries and $1,200 in the U.S. and $50 here?
People only ever know part of the story.
And I said, she said, they said, in other countries, the other countries subsidize the healthcare, and in the U.S. they don't. I said, well, in the U.S. we have something called pharmacy benefit managers, and they decide what drugs go through their benefits plan. And she looked at me, she goes, do you work for Big Pharma? Are you a drug rep? I said, girl, no, I barely even know what I'm talking about.
We just have a YouTube channel.
I just have this YouTube channel. We just keep reporting on it. She goes, YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, I'll send you the link. She's like, how did you make a YouTube channel? If you're out there watching this, you're more technologically savvy than a lot of people in America, just because you're on YouTube. So share this with your friends. Share this video with your friends who maybe don't understand the YouTube world or Tirzepatide or GLP-1. We'll be glad to share our knowledge with them as much as we can. Yeah.
Anything else this week?
Coming up this week? No, I do have a dermatologist appointment. We did a video a few weeks back where a medication called Taltz. Mm-hmm. If you pair that with Zepbound, you could get some Zepbound savings.
Yep.
If you also needed Taltz.
$25.
Yeah, so it might be possible. And I went and looked on the websites, and so if I qualify to get this Taltz medication, I might also be able to qualify to get the Zepbound medication for $25. So I have, and I think I might.
But you have to have atopic dermatitis pretty seriously, right? Not just a dry spot.
I want to show you. Can I show you my feet?
Oh, please don't. Some creepy dude will be on here wanting to see your feet. Don't do that.
That's weird. But yeah, I think I have that. So anyway, and I want to see the dermatologist about a few other things too. So I figured, I'll wrap it all into one.
So you're playing the dermatology lottery, hoping you win it and get some Zepbound?
I mean, wouldn't that be nice? It'd be worth a couple of $100 a month to us right there. I don't know. I'll let you know what happens. I have that appointment on Tuesday.
And we still have our daughter home, so it should be interesting. She's going to be here at least 2 more weeks.
Yeah, she needs to get a job.
She doesn't need to get a job. She needs to go to college.
She actually got a job at a place called Tweetsie Railroad. It's like a mountain amusement park, small mountain
with a railroad. Yeah,
has a railroad, and they do Halloween themed events, and they do like a scary part for teenagers, and then they do a puppet show for the little kids. So she got a job doing the puppet show for the little kids, which she was super excited about. I think she worked 1 weekend, and then everything is shut down now. We're not even sure if this Tweetsie Railroad can even reopen. We're not sure if it's still there. So she was really bummed out about that, to say the least. I'm sure the people that own it were also.
Well, I think it's owned by Dollywood. I think the Dolly team owns Tweetsie too.
Oh, and I saw that Dolly is giving $1 million of her own money to the flood victims. And
Dolly's
then her company was going to match a second $1 million. So thank you, Dolly Parton. We love you, Dolly Parton. And she's from East Tennessee, from Sevierville. Sevierville? That's how you say it. Sevierville. It's up near Pigeon Forge. Up near Gatlinburg. I used to live up that way. So, yeah. So people in East Tennessee, where I used to live, also were without power. And sometimes when you're without power and these natural disasters happen, I've seen a lot of people in social media saying, well, what do I do? How do I eat my protein? How do I
keep my medicine cold? I've seen a couple people struggling to figure out what happens here.
I mean, sometimes there's just more important things going on, like your survival is number one, your shelter, your food,
all those Maslow's thing.
You got to start with the hierarchy of needs, and compounded Tirzepatide is just way down the list. So
when your house gets wiped out, for sure.
So please stay safe out there, everybody in those affected areas. We're thinking about you and trying to help out in any way we can.
That's our week on GLP-1s. It's been a good week. She both lost some weight.
Yeah, and this is just life now at this point. Mm-hmm. Like we've been on this a year. It's part of our life. It's part of our daily routine. Mm-hmm. We've coming up Halloween, to buy candy, to not buy candy. Do I buy candy I like?
Yeah, I was an oldie. There was some there. I thought about it and I just walked by.
Yeah, I really like Reese's Cups, not to trigger anybody, but there's some candy that I really, really like. There's candy that you really, really like. Mm-hmm. We tend to not buy the candy we really like. One year I gave out pencils and stickers, and the family yelled at me. And
the kids egged our house. And...
They didn't. The little kids that come, they always like the little bags of goldfish or the little bottles of water. Like, there's little kids don't care. It's the older kids that,
Right. So if you haven't checked out Club Downsized, which is our YouTube membership, there's a join button down below there. Click on it and take a look at it. We have 4 different levels of membership. You can get special icons, emojis, all kinds of cool stuff to help support us in doing this stuff every day. So, and we appreciate that if you'd like to do that. You don't have to. The rest of the information is always free. All our content out there, and we appreciate it.
Check out our website at thedownsized.org. You can download a copy of my weight loss tracker. I like to keep track of my shot date, my milligrams dose, my weight for the week, for the month, my total, any other notes I want to put on, like, I went to grandma's house, or I was up, or I was sick, or it was my birthday. Because this is life. It's just those peaks and valleys are going to come.
That was our weekly weigh-in for this week, October. What date did we decide it was?
October 6th.
October 6th.
2024.
2024, a little more than a year down, and we've lost more than 120 pounds between the two of us on compounded Tirzepatide. How much?
Well, 80 plus 50. I can't add 8, so... 130.
130 pounds between the two of us.
Yeah.
So that's our journey. It's been a roller coaster, but we've enjoyed it. And we're happy to have you guys here on the Downsized. My name is Christopher Durham.
I'm Laraine Durham.
If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next week on the Downsized.